So I'm looking at this Neil Parish MP watching porn in the House of Commons thing, and I'm just led to think like, if the conversation in the House of Commons is so dull that you're like forced to watch porn on your phone, or you're just like getting a bit of porn up on your phone because they're just talking like a load of utter rubbish, like they do constantly, and it's like going under an investigation for watching fucking porn. Like, come on, who hasn't watched a bit of porn at work? Like, who's not guilty of that? I mean, strictly speaking, like, have I actually? I've watched other people's porn at work, but yeah, a lot of people like flick on a bit of porn at work because their work's boring. But it, I'm led to like think about Isaac Newton actually, because Isaac Newton was once an MP in Parliament, and I'm not sure for which party, but I think he would attend all the meetings, or did attend all the meetings of Parliament during his tenure in Parliament, and he would say nothing throughout every single meeting, just sit there silently, listening or not listening, frankly, I don't know which. But he only ever made one request of the House. He asked them to open a window. And I struggled over that for a little while, but perhaps like, the message behind that is like, oh, well, you can at least do this, can't you? You can get something done. You know? Like, I fancy like Isaac Newton, like a lot of like very, very clever people have a great sense of humour. And to just digress briefly, I reckon that like this Hook controversy with Isaac Newton is like he was taking down a plagiarist. I'm pretty certain that's what that was. As imagine like Hook in Newton's office. Then imagine Newton's office like littered with papers and so on, and just like Hook is spied something out of the corner of his eye, and Newton was like, I fucking saw you looking at that. And like, I have you now. And so the games begin. That sort of thing. That I'm going to try and lift you out of history. Try and make sure like no one remembers what you look like. I can't touch your work. Fine. But greater respect of the written word than that, you know. But published work is not all powerful. It's not the king, so we can't really attempt to do that even. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, the House of Commons like what an unwieldy instrument for democracy. Like, what decisions gone out of the room? I mean, for God's sake, it's just it's all for show. It's all behind the back doors, isn't it? It's all squabbling in the corridors of power. Or like, you know, coming to an agreement and compromise and let's do GK Pharmaceuticals and money for our friends of a Tory party from cannabis and so on. You crooks are just at it again. And like, Rishi Sunak was like, oh, I'll embezzle £20 million. Like, well, you really are chasing small beer compared to like what we could have. Like, yeah, there's money on one hand, and there's great spectacles of what a species is capable of achieving on the other. Now we somehow managed to get the Large Hadron Collider built. That's something, is it not? That huge machine, that cathedral to science. Underground in Switzerland, 32 kilometres in diameter. The world's largest machine, and it looks frankly like alien technology. It's a good thing to have built. Fantastic. We're somehow getting quantum computing done. Somehow like cracking on with fusion, and I think we might need to possibly slow down on fusion actually. Sorry to say, but I'll be interested to see what the results of ITER are, so maybe we should continue on that one, and we should be doing more solar research, you know, sprayable photovoltaics and all this sort of thing. Get that to work, like that would revolutionise everything. That'd be like the end of the plastic rockets made of hemp, huge 3D printers the size of enormous warehouses in which we build them. That's what I'd love to see. I hope that's where we're going. I really, really do. You know, look out to space. You know, the final frontier, right? And at one point, people would have looked out to the ocean. Things like, imagine what's out there. It's always the end of the horizon. It's like the end of the world. It just all falls off into a great big bucket. And no one ever really thought that, because most societies had like more advanced astronomy, so they probably had a pretty good reasonable understanding of the world was round. I mean, the Greeks would have known that. Archimedes would have known that. A few other, so they would have known that. Like, probably ancient Assyrian and Babylonian astronomers would have been able to deduce that from various observations of the sky and what have you. And Ptolemaic astronomy, of course, I think understood that also. And but look up in the ocean, like, well, what's out there? You know, that's the great frontier for a different earlier age of human civilization. We're just tentatively stepping out into space. We got to the moon, fantastic. But, you know, doing it in a little ship, tiny little ship. And, you know, Sawyer's capsule was a coracle. Nothing bad about coracles, of course. Great innovation. But, going on is like, we need larger ships. We do. Head towards Mars is one thing, Jupiter, I think is where we should go. I think we should overextend our reach, or like extend our reach further than Mars, so that Mars can eventually turn into sort of a stopgap station for missions to Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus and Neptune. And we need to go out and see those. We'll stand seeing the red one and the yellow one, the leather one. Possible. Well, let me see the blue ones now. Another beauty. What a fine thing to see in life. Oh yes. And I imagine a different accent for sort of country bumpkins in the future, like myself. Oh, country boy in space. Oh. This is like taking his cows in space. He wants to see them like float around again. Little bubble helmets, just imagine that. Bubble helmets, just because they're more cute. Like that. I wouldn't want to see a cow float around in space if they like it. Oh, some of them look a bit scared. Like that. Sorry, that was a bit mawkish and horrible. But there we go. Yeah, no, I might like try and call that into some sort of weird film or something. But can ever film script or story. Short story, possibly. Rockets. Cool. Different variation on that accent. No? Yeah, I think that'd be good. Rockets. Oh. Invented an accent. It's good. Cool. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.